It's all fun and games until the power patrons come a-knockin'. Now make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So this is quite an interesting championship tournament because we actually get to see a combination hybrid of ideas that I hadn't actually seen yet. This is basically where we're taking Elven Notes and the Cool Tune deck, and we're actually combining them together, giving them an opportunity to actually form up a new combo hybrid deck. And I find that very interesting because when we look at Lista here in a second, you'll get the opportunity to kind of see what's going on with this pile. Now, we do have some love for Sky Striker as well. I honestly am more surprised to see that Sky Striker is still actually holding on. Now, I mean, when you look at a lot of these tournament settings, you're going to see a lot of the choices that some of these players bring to the table might not be the most exciting, but I think Sky Striker has been one of those residual choices that just kind of continues to shock the mainstay meta and actually looks very, very good on paper. So I got to give him a little bit of credit for that. We also had Draco Tail. Now, honestly, Draco Tail's evolution still has been kind of boring to watch. Though I will say that the deck having Borreload Savage in the OCG has definitely allowed it a nice little chance to, do well. We also had a Malice challenger. Now, Malice in the OCG, still has some different components than we do, but I think that the deck is going to be just fine, especially when they just got a brand new Dominus card that really tries to make the deck a little bit more consistent. We also do have some Magistus love as well. I will say that some of these spellcaster piles, as we're going to call them, are definitely getting very interesting in the design space. Now, obviously, we don't have certain fairy tale monsters like Snow, which is a little bit disappointing, but I mean, that's okay. It definitely just proves, some of the slight differences. Maybe by the time we actually get the set, we'll see some differences. We also saw some DDD action. For as much as I have been watching this deck, it has been doing very, very well in the OCG, and I think we're going to continue to watch the exact same story coming together where, DDD is going to remain one of these rogue challengers, and it's really going to ruin people's days. And then we also have some Mitsurugi. Honestly, that's not really all that surprising. Mitsu has remained on the top of the rogue ladder, on top of the meta for so long, that it's actually really, really strong. So I look forward to seeing where this is going to go. Let's pass on over to those deck lists. All right, so starting things off here, we have a very interesting hybrid of things where you're basically using a smaller Cool Tune package to be able to innovate and set up, but also at the same time, we get to see why this deck is looking like a nice little meta challenger. And I mean, you can think a lot of this deck's success due to Harmonium just being a crazy successful card, man. Like, Harmonium being a hand trap that you can just disrupt the opponent. And also, you see that this list has greatly reduced a lot of the fat that this deck is actually able to use in the extra deck, because it's just engine after engine with this. And I actually kind of like this. We also do get to see that the Mana DM reframing package is coming in very, very clutch in this deck, because, I mean, when you literally have a synchro that you can make on a tuner via a tuner, it definitely would make sense to start wanting to actually test out some of those waters. So I think this list is looking very, very strong. Next up here, we have Sky Striker. And the first thing you're going to see, we do have the new Solemn down in the side deck. So yes, the new Solemn actually was seeing some play. And honestly, being able to set and engage and be able to, scout and see if the opponent's going to do anything, and then, be able to flip up the Solemn by revealing, well, you're never going to actually get that. You're just using it as a spell negate. Or, a negate in general, which I think is pretty good. Especially going into the turn, your opponent's going to try to, board wipe you or something. I don't know. I think this is just good. It kind of stinks that this list is playing Dimensional Barrier in the main deck, because we don't get the luxury of playing that card. I wish we did. You do get to see, though, triple Droplet and triple Crown in the main deck. Psyduck, very expensive cards in order to keep playing Sky Striker, but I do think just the inclusion of the new Ecclesia is going to be enough to, help out the Fallen and the Virtuous package that you've got going on. Next up, we do have some Draco Tail action, and of course we are sporting off the Magistus package in this list. Typically the Magistus package ends up being a very, very extra consistency brand to make the Borreload Savage, but also it's you've got a couple of other options. You can access the Sword Soul Synchro if you need be. You've got access to the Incredible Ecclesia Synchro if you need be. You got a lot of little spicy cards in this extra deck that you can actually access to be able to go down. And I mean, we talk about level 8 just being some of the best numbers that you can actually see in the current developments in the meta. And I mean, it's very much true at this point, right? So outside of that, I mean, depending on when we do get the Sword Soul Synchro, I think it will make a little bit of a splash. Also, Secret Village coming back into the spotlight is unsurprising whatsoever because, you know, having access to the Magistus stuff is pretty good. Next up here, we do see some Malice action. Now, what makes this list very, very scary is the fact that you just get to play the new Dominus trap cards in the deck. And you just kind of get to steamroll your opponent, because what's your opponent going to do when you're bouncing back their thing? Oh, no. I think the only matchup that I could imagine the new Dominus would be really bad against would probably be Malice. But so few people are actually playing Malice at this point that I think you just get a universal free pass for wanting to try to play this deck as a whole. So don't fret. I think, honestly, going forward, it's really good. And also, you do see that we are doing double firewall. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you lose Red Ransom, but, you know, keep the white binder. The OCG wanted this deck to still stick around because, I mean, they did have the Malice Special Edition that they were trying to sell, and obviously that was a very, very, very solid push for some of their marketing on this list. We have the Spellcaster Toolbox, or rather, the Magistus Fairy Tale build. Now, one of the first things I love in this list is the inclusion of the Metamorphosis in the list, because you can actually make use of that. I don't think we get enough time to actually look at that card, and it's crazy because I think this is the first list that we've actually seen looking at Metamorphosis and going, yeah, this is a card we actually want to consider, because we can actually do some things with it. You also do get to see Borreload Savage Dragon, unfortunately, is going to be your boss monster. I mean, this is the case with a lot of these Spellcaster piles, man. Anything that's got to do with Magistus needs to have the Borreload Savage Dragon. And if you're not getting access to the Savage, you know, it's just very unfortunate that the deck game plan just kind of falls apart. I want to be more optimistic and say, yeah, these Spellcaster piles could do stuff, but unfortunately it just isn't a option right now. DDD actually playing the Fallen and the Virtuous. I had not actually thought about this, honestly. I'm more impressed that, you know, you can use the Fallen and the Virtuous, drop down the Albion, and then, you know, on the next passive turn you can drop down the Incredible Ecclesia, you know, in case you don't actually clean up the game plan. That's actually kind of interesting, because, I mean, DDD's always been a deck. It's like, oh, yeah, you make your board and you initially go. It's like, all right, cool, you know, we've got the setup, we're good to go. But what happens in those scenarios where you're not actually able to clear the game? Well, that's where you get the Fallen and the Virtuous interactions actually coming up. I do see we are side decking Triple Dimensional Bear. We have the extra Fallen and Virtuous down here in the side deck as well. You know, we've also got the Broken Dark Contract card. So I think for everything that you've got going with this looks good. And then our last list here is good old Mitsurugi. And yes, Mitsurugi does get to slap in the brand new Dominus card, because that was always going to be the case in point of this deck, right? You wanted consistency at it, and you also do see that they are playing the Code Igniter. I gotta give them some credit, man. Code Igniter feels like a busted card in this deck. Being able to just do all the quick little, or to ignite a ritual summon through the rank 4 package, actually was a pretty good design philosophy on the TCG. You know, I get it, it's not supposed to be used for this, but, you know, that's okay. This is why we're looking at the advantages of certain little pieces, and why, you know, these engines are actually working out the way they are. So, what do you guys think about these very interesting choices in the meta? I gotta say, I am actually really enjoying this. So please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.